Walgreen is the largest drug retailer in the U.S., is investing in a zero-carbon store this year. When consulting with Walgreens as to how they did it, be something to follow up with. So as Walgreens, largest drug retailer in the U.S., is investing in a zero-carbon store this year, when consulting with Walgreens as to how to follow.
Yeah, that'd be good. If somebody has a good clue on how to do that, I think we should take advantage of it and look at it to see what we can do. The city typically follows national construction guidelines that are put out, and it's very difficult to deviate from those unless you have a darn good reason. However, the city, I think, can provide incentives for those who choose to build to a higher degree of sustainability and less carbon emission. So there's no reason that we can't try to help through carrots as opposed to ordinance sticks to get people to do good things and reduce not only the carbon emissions, but also the cost that it's going to take them to run their own store. Also, these stores tend to be constructed to higher standards and they last longer, so you don't have to tear it down periodically and redo the whole place. So yeah, I think having the community development department speak to Walgreens about how they're doing what they're doing would be beneficial in the long run to this town.
Rebecca?
I can't disagree with that. I mean, it sounds like a great idea. I think that just because we're a public entity doesn't mean that we can't get a lot of ideas from the private sector and what's going on around us. So, sounds great.
I'm looking forward to seeing who up here is going to say no. Sure. See what they're doing. I'd be curious if we have a zero carbon store here in Moscow. This one was built 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So if whoever asked the question could catch me afterwards and let me know if we have one here, I'd love to know it. Again, we work from codes that we have in the city, the International Building Code. Those can be worked on and we can make changes. We can certainly look at it. There wouldn't be anything at all wrong with it.
John?
What they said. Actually, I think that naturally it's a great idea. There are a tremendous number of great ideas. They cost money, they take time, and oftentimes the actual true success comes to the forefront later on. However, you can't argue with having something that emits fewer carbons into the air. So that being the case, kudos to Walgreen, and if there's a way that they can help us, help somebody else do the same thing, I'm all for it.
Thank you, and now here to Nancy.
I think that's a great idea. Our ice rink folks are looking at building a new facility too, ranging anywhere from $1.5 to $3.5 million. And there are examples of zero carbon ice rinks around the country too, not necessarily operating Zambonis, however. But City of Moscow has a greenhouse gas emissions reduction target for city facilities, and in participation by our employees, we're seeing good success there. We have a green building program that's optional, and some of the builders and developers were reluctant to sign on for the additional cost for LEED certification, leadership in energy and environmental design. So we have our own City of Moscow medallion program. You may have seen those on some of our residential structures. I'd love to see that grow to commercial ones. We could grow jobs in design and manufacturing and specialized building practices, and Walmart actually incorporated some of its own corporate sustainability practices in its new store. With these two universities, we have grand opportunities to incorporate this in our commercial sector.
Carbon emissions has been something that we've talked about quite a bit for a number of years now. When I was on council 4 years ago and 6 years ago when I was council president, there's a number of measures that we did to eliminate or try to reduce carbon emissions as much as we possibly can. International building codes, state building codes, that's what we're following now. And there will be new developments as we go along with this very thing. Walgreens is maybe the first. We got the superstore that makes this happen for them, the super drugstore. It will come along more and more as we get more into the future. We're going to see more of this happen for all of us. And who knows what kind of new things will come up, but it will come. It's on its way. And the fossil fuel thing, we all know about it, and it's something we're working on across America right now. It will happen for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Rebecca, it's your turn to go first, and then we'll go for Rebecca to art display the Brown.